So guys, today we are solving. Today is 27th of October 2021 and we are solving the today's Leetcode challenge problem. The name of the problem is sort color. So let's go through the question and let get know what we have to do. Given an array of nums of size and objects, color red, white and or blue, sort them in place. So they have given us the definition of in place. Let's go through that in place algorithm. In place in algorithm transform, no auxiliary. Basically we have to use, for your information you can go through this page, but I will let you know what basically it means. In place basically means we have to use a constant extra space. We cannot use like an array or something which is proportional to the length of something like which is either constant or yes, only constant, which must not change. So we have to use write an in place algorithm. We cannot use an extra space. So that so given an array of nums of an objects color red, white and blue, uh, sort them so that objects are the same color adjacent and with the color in the order red, white and blue. We will use the integer 0, 1, 2 to represent red, white, blue color respectively. You have to solve this problem without using library sort function. So this question is very self-explanatory. This sentence basically means you cannot use any sorting algorithm, basically inbuilt sorting functions that most of the programming language has. So these are some test cases. So you can see initially it was 2021110 and now it is 001122. So you can use this. So I would like you all to try, give it a shot, and we'll see you after a minute. So I assume you all may have tried this function, this question. Let's go head to the solution. One way is to sort this function, but we are not allowed to sort. We are not allowed to sort this function. Sorry. Okay, I was just cutting down my solution so that you can at least give it your shot. So we cannot use our inbuilt sorting functions. So what can we do? Even if you use a inbuilt sorting function, it will take you n log n time, which is very expensive with respect to this particular question. So let's see how can we optimize this. Other ways that we can go through this array, as there are only 3 possible values. So we will keep a count of number of zeros, number of ones and number of twos in the function in this array, and then we will again go through the function, go through that array until we have reached the number of zeros. We will overwrite the values with 0, then by 1, then by 2's. So this will also give us the open time complexity, but we will be going through this array twice. So if you consider this particular question till here, then this solution will work fine and you will get all correct answers. But so you can code this, you can very easily. Let me show you my submission. So this is the solution that I was talking about. This is red. Basically count the number of reds in the array, number of white counts the number of white objects, and blue counts the number of blue objects. Initially I went through this array, and for if n is for every number in this nums array, I have taken out the number, and if n accordingly, if the value 0, 1 or 2, I have incremented their corresponding counter. And in the second pass I have basically until the I is but we haven't we haven't reached that point till where we will be able to write the red. We will be able to fill on the red balls. We are taking the count of that. If we have exceeded that, we are filling the white balls, which basically we are denoting with 1. And then for the rest of the array, we are for the rest of the possible values, we are overwriting the values with 2. So this will definitely work. We get all correct answers. Let me show you this. See, but okay, let's head back to question again. So as for this question, until this the question is correct. Now let's see the follow-up basically states that can you come up with the algorithm which we can solve in single pass. Here we are passing through the array twice, first to count the number of 0, 1 and 2, and second time we are basically counting, then we are basically overriding the values. So we are going through the array twice. We are taking 2 passes over the array. So this question follow-up states that you try to solve it over a single pass. So this is a very standard problem, and this is basically known as Dutch national flag problem. Dutch national flag looks like this. The lower part is somewhat cutted. No, it's not. It's complete. Okay. So the upper part is red, the middle part is white, that lower part is blue. So this is very similar to that. So this is the problem. We can see Dutch national flag problem. Let's go through the pseudocode. So basically we keep 3 pointers, I, j, k. So basically we divide this array into 3 parts. First part basically will point 3 pointers on all those ending part of those 3 part will be pointed by the I. Basically the value which is just greater than that value. So here you can see I, j, k. The I basically pointing to the will point to the end of the part where we have stored zeros, and k will point to the starting point of this array, starting point of the array which includes 2, and j basically will point to the starting point of the, basically is an iterator, will iterate over the array, but basically it divides 3 parts. The first part contains zeros, the last part containing 2's, and the middle part is unsorted, which is uncertain, so which we use to from where we take out values and increment as. So you can see j is the iterator, and j will always be less than k, because k always points to the starting point of the end block. So basically the starting point of the k is basically the starting point of the correct part of the 2's, number of 2's. So you cannot pass k. If you pass k, when again do the algorithm will repeat this function. You have a dry run over this algorithm. You can see if it is a Python, it is just a pseudocode. If a of j is less than mid is basically here basically mid. Let me show you my solution. I don't know how they have I was aware of this algorithm, but I have my own way to solve this problem. Let me show you. This is took 0 millisecond. It is faster than most of the algorithm. So this is basically 3 pointers: start, end, and mid. So start basically, as I told in that problem, start is the initial part of the array, end is the last part of the array. The twos, starting of 2's, and mid is basically unsorted or uncertain area of this. So we run this loop while mid is less than end. If nums of mid is equal to 1, basically the mid is pointing to the 0. That 0 I have told you that 0 basically points to the area where unsorted or unordered things are there. So so a of mid is 0. So we basically need to swap. This 0 must be in the initial part of the array, which where start is pointing. So if is equal to 0, we are swapping with a of nums of mid. This is standard C. This code in C++, so I am using standard swap of C++. You can write this swap function. It's very easy. Nums of mid and nums of starting. We are swapping and then we are incrementing both nums and mid. And if it is equal to 2, then we are basically we are then again swapping with the last element, then we decrementing that minus minus. And if mid is if and the only possibility left is 2 1. So in case of 1, we just increment the mid pointer, because this is correct, because the 1 must be in the middle part of the array. So this algorithm will work fine. Let me copy paste you and show you. Wait a minute. Let's copy and paste. Let me submit. You can see this is all correct. Don't go through this. Don't ever think your algorithm is fastest based on this 100%. This is always wrong. Most of the cases it's wrong. So I'll suggest you to go through the discussion after you solve any problem on Leetcode. So thank you.